We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea and a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea and a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.
Hello, everybody. Hello. We're back. You might not can see me, but you will.
He's right here. All right, get over.
How you guys doing? Chels, tell them what episode you keep
we
up
are
with.
On episode 28.
28, episode 28, and we've been encouraged. People been telling us, hey, if you guys are on 28, if you made it past 10, you've made it. Because most podcasts don't make it. If they're gonna make it, it'll be past 10. A lot of times they give up, but we're not giving up. We're a community podcast, and we like bringing you the news and tell you what's going on, not just in our town, but around the world. The world. We have a big old world we live in. And we have a special guest with us. And you're probably saying, who is that guy sitting there in the white shirt? For those of you who don't know, this is our city manager here, Mr. Rob Boyer, here in the house. He came in to talk with us and to share some information with you guys. So you guys, if you have questions, as long as you keep them clean, because Chels will be watching and she'll block you and do her thing on you, okay? So first, Chels will read a couple announcements, and then we'll get right into our interview.
Okay, we have first up is 3rd Annual Our Angels Kids, a holiday of love and remembrance, Saturday, December 13th, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Boys and Girls Club of Stevenson County, and that's at 511 South Liberty Ave here in Freeport. About the event, a Christmas celebration for children who've lost a parent to gun violence, offering joy, remembrance, gifts, and community support. How to support? You can support with gift donations, adopt a family, or cash donations, and you can contact MelanieEllis35 at gmail.com, William.Brown at highhopefreeport.org, or Vince.Brooks24 at gmail.com for more information.
Chelsea, can I say a few things about that?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so we just had a meeting tonight just to kind of finish up the last bit of planning. William stepped up out of the community with, I think he won a competition for the Greater Freeport Partnership. And I happened to be over there, and we got to talking. And he's got a lot of wonderful plans, and he's just a wonderful person, working really hard for the community, trying to we're connecting with families here on Christmas, and so it was his idea to put together this, to work with Melanice on the gift exchange, and Melanice was starting out and doing it originally, and William thought it would be a good fit. So we got kind of a group of faith leaders for Freeport and other people that are interested in participating. And we're essentially putting together gifts for the families, as you mentioned. We did do some shopping based on their size and number of kids. But yeah, it's going to be a Boys and Girls Club on Saturday. So please like to see you out there.
We will be covering it.
Yeah.
We will be there. So
folks, if you can make it, come on out.
All right. That's this Saturday, you guys, at the Boys and Girls Club. And what time did it start again?
I got it in my calendar here. Let me just pull that out. Was it 11? Hang on a second. Let me get that right. All righty. Saturday. So 1 o'clock. So it starts at 1 at the Boys and Girls Club. Yep.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right. Then next up is a Nutcracker hosted by Studio 121.
I can't wait for that one.
And that's going to be Friday, December 19th at 7:30 p.m. Oh, it's also going to be on the 20th too. So 19th and 20th, 641 West Stevenson Street in Freeport. And they said what to expect is the Studio 121 presents the Nutcracker December 19th through 20th at 7:30 at the Freeport Masonic Temple. Tickets are $15 and can be purchased online or before the show. Cash or check only at the door.
And what a nice facility that is. Andrew, you've been there many times.
With the
haven't you?
Masonic Temple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was just spinning.
we were
It
just
is.
there for the
We were
Motown
just
party.
there for the Motown party, and
Yeah.
you know, we've been really people been asking us to come out and cover this event and cover that event. So we went out to the Motown party and we covered that event. We have another event coming up, the 20th, that we're going to cover at Grand River Hall. Also, like I say, Saturday, I'll be at that event Saturday.
Yeah,
So
that's good. Yeah.
just kind of moving around the community.
Yeah, it's a great facility, and boy, they work really hard to make sure that they bring a lot of outside acts and different
Yeah.
entertainment to there. And it's really nice
Yeah.
that they do that.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, and next is Kickoff to Christmas Pajama Party,
Mm.
hosted by the Lena Brewing Company, and that's going to be Saturday, December 20th at 11 a.m. at 9426 West Wagner Road in Lena, Illinois.
Get your pajamas
Okay.
out.
Get your pajamas
Hope you
out
got
and
some
go.
flannels.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cold.
And all the adults now, they're making all the onesies with the feet in them, and they're just
Yeah, no,
so comfy. We ladies love them. We ladies
You wear
love
the
'em.
ones with the feet in them?
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
goodness. So
I'm not
nice.
married, so if I was married, I wouldn't be wearing them. It would be a whole different show. You're like, what are you wearing? What, you don't like Mr. Bear?
Oh goodness.
All right, and then
What else going on?
yeah,
around
what
town?
else is happening on Saturday, December 20th from 2 p.m. to 4
same day.
p.m.
Well, I
is
gotta put that
Merry
on the
Little
calendar.
Christmas family event with Winneshaik Playhouse.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be at 228 West Clark Street here in Freeport.
Okay, what time is that again?
2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
2 to 4. Okay, I'm gonna look at that one.
Yep, they're going to have a movie with Santa, cookies, and cocoa, and a toy raffle.
Yes.
All right, last one. Wednesday, December 31st at 7 p.m. New Year's Eve 2026, party like it's 1999, house party.
That's when they're going to raise the roof off.
And
I'm
this,
too old for that stuff.
and this is at Grand River Hall, 101 South Liberty Street, 6th floor, Freeport, Illinois. It is a $20 keg cup at the door, and there will be appetizers and a DJ.
Hey, I remember 1999. There
You
wasn't
go
that much
to that
party.
party,
There
you're
wasn't that
gonna
many
re-
parties going on.
If you go in there and listen to some house music, you're going to remember a lot. First of all, you're going to look for your Tylenol. When
Did you have
come out
those
of there.
2000 glasses with the
Oh.
Did you have those?
Oh, yes, back in the day.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
Good times.
Good times, good times. So you guys go out and support, as you say. Don't say it's nothing going on, because we read the announcement and let you guys know twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays. We let you know what's going on around. So we can't let you know if you don't have it posted somewhere where we can get it, or you don't send it to us. So get your information to us. It's not costing you anything. But if you want us to constantly promote you, what it will cost you is, if you have a product you're selling, a t-shirt or whatever, you have to send one to us. You have to send something to us. We give away a gift. We have been giving away a free gift on our show every time we go on. Sometimes we forget, we get wrapped up, but we've given away some really nice gifts. The last one was some snow boots for your car. Okay, and I'm sure the young man was glad to get them, because it was on the date we got the snow blizzard.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's a good thing to have on a snow blizzard.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
Gotta have
and I
boots on.
thought this is the perfect time for that. So all right, you guys. So again, we have our city manager here, Rob Boyer's in the house, and I'll just lead into asking, what do a city manager do?
Well, Zandra, city manager's job is to basically handle the day-to-day business of the city. So, that's directing staff, working on projects, hiring, discipline, things like that. Also managing the budget, That's a major part of my job,
Mhm.
as well as making sure that we're planning for the future. And so,
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of a quick synopsis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, what inspired you to go into the public service and city leadership role?
Well, that's a great question because I actually started out in the private sector.
Okay.
I was the CEO of a manufacturing plant. We made original equipment for the automotive industry. I did that for many years, and I would get a little bit frustrated with things that I would see
Mm-hmm.
local community, local government doing. I thought, well, I think if they just had some experience in the private sector, maybe they'd make better decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, that I could probably add some value there. So
Right.
I started out in the utility side. I worked for American Water for a few years, finished up
Okay.
my education, and then I moved into the full time public works. So I started out in public works, learned a lot about road work and that, and then city
Okay.
management. So
Started off in public
yeah.
works. Okay, and that was a question I had, so you answered that already.
We can
Yeah.
talk
Chop-
about that.
You're chopping my questions down when you
Oh,
work
all
it.
right. Going too fast.
No, but
Yeah.
you covered them good.
Wait, I
so
have a
that's good.
question.
Oh, you
What?
do?
Yeah. What makes a city manager different from the mayor?
Oh, well, that's a good question.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
so
people ask that all the
So
time.
I'm going to paraphrase this a little bit, but there's a
Mhm.
lot of different information about this. So this isn't by any means covering every detail, but
Right.
you got
Mhm.
several different forms of local government. You have what's called strong mayor,
Mhm.
and that's where the strong mayor makes all the decisions. And
Okay.
the council, works with the mayor to get things done, but the mayor can pretty much do whatever they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have what's called an administrator form. Now, the mayor still holds a lot of that power and
Okay.
can still make all the decisions, but they have a full time administrator to help with the day to day gathering of information, signing of contracts, that kind of thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
you have a commission form, which is actually all the board members actually do all the day to day. So, like you could have one of our aldermen running the public works department, and the other alderman
Okay.
will be running the police
Mhm.
department. And then you got city manager form. So city manager form, the city manager is responsible for the day-to-day operations of the city. So that's everything we just briefly talked about earlier.
Mhm.
So, the financial side, just the general operations, personnel, projects, mapping things out. And then what the mayor and the council does is they kind of set the big picture. They say, okay, this is where we want to go, and city manager, go ahead and get that done. And then the city
Okay.
manager checks back in and gets ratification on various
Mhm.
resolutions and ordinances that need to be changed. And so the council is still in there and they have to approve all those things, but it's really up to the city manager to make all the decisions day to day.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's good. A lot of
Okay.
people don't know how many kinds of local government there is.
And
Right.
that question get asked a lot. People want to know what's the difference, especially if you come from somewhere else and they don't have like a mayor and then a city manager. You're like, okay, I've never experienced this before, so thank you for clearing that up.
Well, part of and I'll just hit on some of the
Mhm.
advantages. The city manager, there's so much to do these days. So
Right.
it's really hard to take someone who just, let's say they're working a normal job, but they really care about their community and they run for mayor and they get into it and they're like, boy, I don't know anything about the EPA.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
Mhm.
about this bond abatements, or I
Mhm.
don't know anything about what do we do with this new police law, what's coming through. And so that's why it's beneficial. So
Yeah,
you still
to
have your
have-
representation,
Mhm.
but you have that professional administration.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Right.
So, what are some top priorities for our city right now? You think?
Well,
What's
I
what you
would
think
tell you,
that's kind of up there at
I'll
the
tell you,
top?
I'll tell you the top two, and they go back and forth. But I think
Mhm.
public safety is number one,
Okay.
and I would say so. Under public safety, we're talking about crime. That's one thing.
Right.
That's the big
That's
part
the
there.
big. Yeah.
And the other thing is, well, it's infrastructure, but more specifically roads.
Mhm.
So we've had a lot of years where there haven't been a whole lot of road work,
Mhm.
and a paved surface is only good for about 20 to 25 years. So if you live on a street and you haven't seen them do any work on that besides patching potholes in 25 years, that means that road is way past its lifespan.
Yeah, and that's exactly what had happened on my road here.
Yeah.
It was, I remember the last time they were going to fill the hole, I ran out there to meet the guy and I said, it's not gonna last. It's
No,
not gonna last.
It never does.
It's not gonna last. You can almost see it, but we were so happy when they came and they did the road here. Because people were speeding, they didn't care if it was potholes or what, they were taking their chance. We've literally seen cars hit holes and just literally leave the ground.
Yeah.
But
I'll be honest with you.
they tried with the speed bump because for I used to do childcare here
Yeah,
for 13 years, and I was always concerned about them speeding up and
Yeah.
down the street. So I just made a phone call and asked them, "Would you put one of those signs out front?"
Yeah.
And so it slowed them down for a little while till they removed it.
Yep. Well, I gotta say, Oak was really bad.
It was
And Now,
terrible.
the good thing about Oak was
Mhm.
it had concrete underneath all that asphalt.
Okay.
So that actually was a good thing. We saw cut it. We replaced that
Mhm.
water main in areas that need to be replaced because we don't want to put a brand new road down and then have the water main break. You know, we
Right.
got a
Right.
great
Right.
big old
Yeah,
service
we
cut
saw all
right
the
now.
things they're doing. Actually,
Yeah.
my organization, Operation Love, we gave them water and stuff all the time when they were out there working.
there.
Because there's some of those days it was boiling hot.
Oh, yeah.
So we went and got ice and got a cooler and gave it to them and brought a whole case of water and gave it to them. Those guys out there working hard in that heat. So
Well, and I gotta say,
appreciate
those guys did not. I was out here several of the days they were paving, out here,
hmm
and they were working so hard, and we're just so blessed to have a great street department.
yeah,
They're just absolutely fantastic. Um,
yeah,
I
they do
can't say
work
enough
hard.
about them.
Yes. Chelsea, you have something else? What do you have there in front of you?
Oh, well, now this we could talk about this for a week. This is the strategic plan.
Okay.
So we just got this done this year. So that's the where we're going, what we're doing, and why.
Okay.
All right, and
Oh yeah, I remember those.
so we had Eric Dregney from Galena, who has done the strategic plan for the city for many years since 2017, and
Okay.
he's done a great job with us, and he knows the community now. And he's done such a good job that he ended up doing strategic plan for other governing bodies. I think he's done one for the county now. So he actually knows the county and the whole area real well. And he
Okay.
is very helpful. So we go to put this plan together and he's pulling stuff in from what was said in this other planning session with the county or with GFP or whatever. And makes it great, gives us great specificity. So basically the
Okay.
plan's broken down into 8 primary areas. That's the priority areas that we want to have done by 2040. So remember, everything in the strategic plan, you're shooting for a date far over the horizon because there's a lot of work to do. And so you got to have plenty of time to get that work done. But we want safe and inclusive community. We want neighborhood and housing. We want good neighborhood and housing. We want quality communications and engagement. That's like what we're doing. Reliable and strong infrastructure. So
Yes.
we don't want those water mains breaking, and we
Right.
don't
Right.
want things going bad that cost a lot of money in the middle of winter.
Yes.
Economic development, land use. So we need to get more businesses coming to our area to employ more people to make everything work better, right? So we got a better tax base and we got more jobs. That's part of that. And then land use, that's essentially what are we going to use, how we're going to plan things moving forward in the future. Because you don't want a big old factory right next to a nice neighborhood, right?
Right.
Factories need to go into industrial
In
area,
that
and
area.
residential
That's
needs
right.
to be separate inside. And so you have to plan on those things. So that's part of land planning. Government, so that's how we're going to hold ourselves accountable and how we're going to make every dollar pay and get us as far as possible for what we're doing. Connected and accessible. So there's a couple of different ways of looking at that. Connected and accessible could be fiber optic internet. We want to
Okay.
be connected.
Mhm.
Or it
Right.
could be the ADA
Mhm.
ramps, the disabled ramps on the sidewalks.
Mhm.
That's making connections. So that's giving
Yeah.
people that have mobility challenges a way to get around.
Yeah, I was glad to see those out there around
Yeah.
for the disability ramps.
Well, they're very.
They're-
We'll talk about that if you want to.
They're needed.
Yep.
hmm
And then strong public-private partnerships, and what that means is basically we're going to work with outside community to get us to that efficient government. So that's basically putting a bullet point on that. Hey, we need to work with our private sector and our other public
Right.
sectors to maximize the benefit to the community. And then vibrant arts and cultural experiences. So we're not just a place where you got clean water or smooth roads. You come here and we have amenities, cultural
Right.
amenities that feed the soul. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So anyway, those are the main areas.
Okay. And that kind of answered number 4 I had down here to say, how do you balance long-term city planning? Explain that. You guys have your strategic planning.
Right.
I'm very familiar with that. I'm on the board of the Senior Resource Center, and
Mhm.
board meetings. They
Well,
should
good
be
work on
called
that.
boring meetings, but
Mm.
boring. What's the difference? Okay, but it has to be done, and you have to come together so often to do those things. So it's good to know that. So how often do the city come together and do that plan? That
Well,
strategic plan.
that's a great question. You do this every 2 to 3 years, sometimes
Okay,
longer. The first few plans were 2 years, so
every two
we put the
years.
stuff down, and then we're not only working the plan, but we're also going, does this really make sense? Are we really
Mhm.
thinking this through? And then 2 years later, you get a chance to fix all that and make it right.
So you get the
now
chance
we're
to revisit it
right.
before it goes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it also gives you some actionable goals. So like,
Mhm.
I got 2 years to get all this done.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but this one is a 3-year plan because we're getting so many of the things knocked off the plan that I wanted a little bit extra time. This 2 years was getting so tight because we had so many important goals to accomplish, and we did very well. And sometimes you don't meet them, Sandra. Come up short.
Oh, yeah.
It could be anything. It
Oh,
could be
I
a law
know.
changes or the economy changes and your revenue
Yeah.
changes. So it's got to be a little bit flexible, but you're
Yes.
always pushing. You're always stretching. You're always trying to stretch to meet the most.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is the city then working to attract like new businesses and jobs?
Well,
That's
that's a
very
good one.
important here.
That's a very good one. So a couple things with that. Now that is the Greater Freeport Partnership's main
Mm-hmm.
goal. That's their job. Okay,
Right.
so they're over there working on that. But some of the things we have to do to assist Greater Freeport Partnership is we have to do site readiness, or we have to like work with their let's say a business has got business leadership, they may have to work with us on infrastructure or figuring out a grant or giving them some representation at the state house and that kind of stuff, giving them a little bit of assistance in those areas. So the economic development part primarily led by GFP, but the city comes in and does everything on that on the outside
On the
edges to make
outside
sure it
to
works.
make sure, give them that support, so to
Mhm.
speak.
Support, yep.
So what city service do you think is most underrated or overlooked?
Oh, that's a great one. Well, I'm not only a city manager, but I'm also a licensed water and wastewater operator.
Oh,
So
okay.
I got to tell you, one of the things, the buried stuff is the stuff that gets overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the most important thing is water.
Water.
So if you got
Yeah.
water, you can live.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Sanitation, I suppose you could,
Yeah.
build an
But you
outhouse.
need water. Yeah.
But if you don't have chlorine, things get complicated in a hurry. You can't clean.
Mm-hmm.
If it's contaminated, you get sick. You can't cook. So there's so many things that water does. So I think that's probably the most underrated one. And when I say underrated, I just mean the one that people just, they turn their faucet on it, and it comes on, and everybody, they just think it comes out from under their house someplace. I'm not sure, but that's the one that everybody.
Well,
just
if
kinda
they
forgets
try
about.
being without it, they probably understand
Well,
how
that
much
that
is,
exactly right.
who need it. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Okay, let's see. So how does the city gather and use resident feedback?
That's good.
Do they have a model that you gather information? Is it just the city council or?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. Right?
Okay.
But
I know that's one of the avenues people can come and they can speak and bring things forward and leave their
Yes.
boxing gloves at home, maybe.
Yeah, well,
Well, I know.
bring headgear for me.
Yeah, I'm bringing them
So
bulletproof vests.
no, don't say
That's what I'm coming in
anyway,
with.
so obviously the channels of communication there's a lot of them. and that's part of
Right.
the issue too. Is you get stuff coming in from all directions. So
Mhm.
you know, obviously, stopping me in the street and talking to me is the most basic kind. But
Mhm.
coming to council meeting and talking on council floor is a kind.
Mhm.
Calling on the phone obviously is a kind. Sending us an email is a kind. Reading on Facebook is a kind. Commenting on Facebook. Going on iWorks and
Mhm.
sending out a message on iWorks that something needs to be taken care of. So there's a whole lot of different ways that we communicate. And one of the things we want to do, and is in the strategic plan, is we want to put a survey out, and that's coming here in the next
Okay.
few months. But we're going to
Mhm.
do a survey, kind of taking a temperature of everybody.
Okay.
I really wanted to do
That's a
one
good idea.
when we were putting this together. I wanted to do the
Mhm.
survey with this, together,
No.
and
Okay.
unfortunately, it was just too much to
Yeah.
try to
Right.
accomplish at once.
Mhm.
So, but that's one of the things Brian Bridge is gonna be working on that, our communication director. But Facebook's a big way of getting a hold of
Oh
people.
yeah, it is.
So,
That's what we're on, the main one we're
yeah,
on right here now. But
Mhm.
it's so many ways to get information out now.
oh sure,
Um, people, I've heard people say, well, we don't even have a newspaper here. We don't need a newspaper.
well,
It's not very many people reading a newspaper
yeah,
anyways.
Right.
Times have changed. You have to sometimes roll with that, and just don't let that be a barrier from
well,
you finding out what's going on in your
yeah.
town.
Well, Zandra, I think the newspaper presented, or the newspaper reflects something that a professional journalist put together that's operating under
Right.
professional standards. And there is a comment to be made for that because, like iPod,
Mm,
FreePod, I'm sorry, FreePod is doing a great job, and they're using those journalistic standards because so much of the information going out there is inaccurate, or
yeah.
it's got falsehoods in it, and
Mhm.
then everybody starts to think that's real and it's not, and then it takes
Mhm.
you twice as much work to try to turn that around. And I think
Yeah, it
that so
does.
it is nice having what you
And
all
I was
do
going to
here.
say that having this
Yeah.
podcast, we were hoping, that that's something we can help. What people can come on, they can, tell about what they're involved in. They can talk about their business or what they're involved in, what they're doing. And you never know who's on that other end that might need your service, might can help you in some
Mhm.
kind of way, or you can help them in some kind of way. So, social media, whether we want to use it or not, yes, it has its bad things like anything else.
Yes.
It has its pros and cons. The more you use it, you'll learn.
Yeah.
You'll learn. You can look at something and say,
Yeah.
"Oh no, you don't. I know how to get rid of you." You'll learn how to use social media. So, okay. What are one of the biggest challenges that cities like ours have, you think?
Well, first of all, it's an older city.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
because it's so old, we have a lot of old infrastructure. Okay, we have
Mhm.
old housing stock. You got houses now. You all saw that we
Yes.
did all the lead. We're doing all the lead services. We're getting close to being all of them,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
but
good.
that's like about 2,000
Yeah.
or so that we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
But think about that for a minute. You got houses with lead service lines. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
tell you
it's
just
crazy.
how
crazy.
It's
old.
crazy, right?
Ye-
So one of the challenges is we got a lot of historic old stuff here,
Yeah.
and that presents challenges. Like old
Because you
houses also
can't
have
just remove it.
houses with lead paint. You've
Oh,
got
wow.
Mm-hmm.
they're old, they've settled. Some of them are compromised. So
Yes.
old housing stock is a challenge, but because the town is very, our
Mm-hmm.
old towns have done pretty well over the years. I mean, you've got different ones, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why we got to find that niche where we can kind of rebuild and build back up to
To
something that
Right.
we're very very proud of.
Yeah, because we
Um,
want our youth to stick around. We don't want them to just necessarily graduate college and take off.
yeah, well,
Take off. But that's what's happening now.
well, I think we can get there. But one of the
Mm-hmm.
things, and I know that people from Freeport, people here in town, they worked at Honeywell or they worked in
Mm-hmm.
MedLife, and they
Mhm.
saw those were some good days, and everybody really
Yes.
loved
Mhm.
those days.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
so for years now, they've been feeling really down because some of those big companies have moved away, and the jobs
Right.
are less plentiful or less,
Right.
they don't pay as well. But
Right.
what we got to do is got to stop beating up on ourselves so hard.
Mhm.
And because people
Yes.
grieve that, they
Mhm.
grieve the fact that that's changed and they don't know why. You know, I had a conversation with the lady at the cashier at Sullivan's the other day, and she said something to me like, "Oh, you know, Freeport's just going down the tubes." And I thought, well, I, I'm not doing. I'm going to do everything I can to stop that and reverse that trend. But I said we got a lot of good things going, and we need to talk about those things. And we need
And
to
that's just it.
people
If you're
have to have
just
hope.
hearing, if you're just hearing all the time, oh, it's bad here, it's nothing here, it's going down the tube, it's this and that. To me, that's the same as you doing that to yourself. Oh, I'm not gonna ever do anything. I'm not gonna
Right.
do this and that.
Mhm.
It takes a toll on that. You get that in your mind, and this is what you're expecting. You can flip the whole city, and then somebody's gonna still say, "Oh, it's not this, it's not
Well,
that, it's
Xander,
not."
Right.
I
We don't
say
have
this.
floating cars here or something. I don't know.
No.
They'll come up with something.
I'll tell you what. Some people you could hand them a gold brick, and they
Yes,
complain there's a scratch on it.
that's right.
Okay. So,
That's
but we got to
right.
flip the script. Freeport is
Yeah.
a good
Because
place.
it's a lot of people here. It's a lot of people that starting businesses. I'm
Mhm.
finding out a lot of them
Mhm.
are doing good things and have been doing good things.
Right.
And a lot of times people don't know that they're out there and what they're doing.
Yeah.
When I started Operation, how do you know about Operation Love?
A little bit.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's because when we started, and we've been around 5 years, and when we started, we didn't think about flyers and this and that. And we started, right at the beginning of COVID, because
Yeah.
we started with our seniors that's in homes, and we started delivering lunches to them, preparing lunches, take it to them, then care packages and just whatever. Then we started helping out at FACC. We've been doing that over 3 years.
Right.
Every third Saturday. A lot of people didn't know about our business, and they thought that I'm just trying to keep it to myself. Why? No, come and help.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to keep it to myself. And for 5 years, we've supported our own selves
Yeah.
with the help of the community and our own pockets to feed people. So
Mhm.
I know it's a lot of talent in this town that if we sometimes stop complaining so much and try to make the best of it, because don't you want your city to be everything you want it to be, and you can be
Right.
out there bragging on it, you can say my city had this. Don't you want that? But if you constantly talking it down and you not only stopping people from coming here, you're going to keep that stuck in your head. So
Yeah.
if I could do anything, I just wish that people would just kind of, stop looking at just the negative all the time. And when something
Mhm.
positive happens, they don't even see it.
Yeah.
They don't
Right.
even see it.
Right.
But we also got to work together too.
That's the
We
problem.
got to stop thinking about this is my thing, this is your thing.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
We're all working
Yeah.
together. We should
Right.
just
That's the problem. People don't want it, and especially small businesses, they don't want to work together. They don't want to do this together, work together, and collaborate. I've
But
never
that's
been like that.
Xandra, that's part of like, business. I mean, if you notice,
Yeah.
people who start small business and they get a claw and scrap their way up,
Hmm.
they have a pride in what they've accomplished, and they may
Mhm.
not want to share too much of that. So they
Mhm.
kind of, you know. But I will tell you that young business people, entrepreneurs, the ones that work their butts off to earn what they've got, we need those people. We need them, and we need to
And we need
encourage
to
them.
encourage them
And
and
if
find
they,
out how we can support them. And
yes, yes,
yes,
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
that's very important. If we can just come together and we can encourage each other as small business owners, and we can, tell them what we can do.
Right. I guess I want to just finish by saying that
Hmm.
they're independently minded, and so sometimes those individual business owners, they're
Hmm.
going to be great right over here. We just got to support them over here
Yeah.
and let them do their thing and let them get going. But as a community, when we're working,
Mhm.
whether it's charitable organizations,
Hmm.
I mean, obviously the Salvation
Mhm.
Army does a lot of this. Boy, they're in it everything, and we sure do appreciate all the people ringing bells at this time of the year. It's very
Mhm.
helpful. But we got to get all of our governmental and our not-for-profits, and everybody kind of working together for a common purpose.
Mhm.
Right.
And I think that boils down to doing the best making Freeport being a wonderful place to live. And that's
Yeah.
safety, that's clean water, that's nice amenities, that's a nice, I mean, a place you want to be, a place you like
Right.
to be. Now, I will
Right.
say, I think we are a little too hard on ourselves, though. I think,
And we got to
so-
find out what's going on around our city by getting involved.
Right.
Just because, like, I get involved in organizations and stuff to find out what the organization is about. And I can't say that I've been disappointed. I've been really blessed from the connections I made.
Right.
I was asked to join that advisory council for FHE and the PFAC, Patient Family Advisory. And I love that committee because we're able to give input on changes for the hospital as far as on the patient's view and listen to concerns and things like that. I didn't know anything about that until they asked me about that. We can use our voice. We can have our opinion on just about anything if we get involved in things.
Right.
If we
Speaking
get
of that,
involved.
how can people get more involved in what's going on?
Remember, we just did that topic on support. We did
Yeah.
a topic on support, and we wanted to know from people why we did all our studying, why people don't get involved. And there was many reasons. Sometimes people just don't like the person who's in charge, so they say, I'm not going to support, I'm not going to get involved. Sometimes they might not believe in what you're doing, whatever you're selling or what you have, and so they don't want to get in. Sometimes people are just, they won't get involved. That's their mentality. You're not going to get them involved. I don't care what you do.
Well, I gotta say, charitable organizations like you're a fellow Kiwanian. You're in
Hmm.
what are yours? Lincoln Douglas.
Yes.
You're Lincoln Douglas. I'm in Noon Kiwanis,
Hmm.
and I have to say, in all those organizations, the Rotary, the
Hmm.
Lions Club, the Salvation Army,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, there's some dedicated people there.
Oh, them
Yeah.
people
I'll tell
been
you.
there forever.
And it is a lot of there's
They've
a
been
lot
there.
of familiar faces.
And I
that's
tell
for
you,
sure.
they will support. I've been there, and I wasn't there very long at all. And I remember we were doing our first youth expo, and I told them that we were taking donations, trying to make sure the kids didn't have to pay for their spot when they sell their crafts and everything. That was the first group, not the organization as a whole, but that was the first group of people that told me to get a piece of paper and come around. They individually made donations to make sure and almost raise what I had set to raise right then and there from them. And always have supported, whatever we do when they can. So I love they support the kids, and that's why I joined.
Yeah,
Their motto of
exactly.
supporting the children around the world.
Ladies, do
But
you think it'd be okay?
one more question.
Well, let me ask you a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Now we started this interview today, and we had some questions coming in from the Facebook page. I think we had some challenging ones there.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
think,
see, I didn't.
do you think it
I
would
mean,
be,
if you
do you
want.
think it would be
Yeah, give
appropriate
it to us.
If
to
you
Yeah.
maybe answer a few of them hard ones? Because in there you're going to
Yes.
find a little bit some real truth in some of those.
And I'm surprised that they haven't come on screen with some of those hard questions.
Yeah, let me get to it. The post. Right
And say they sent them on your thing, not mine, huh?
Let's see which ones have the most upvotes.
Okay.
All right,
Okay, let's
just
see.
just pick the best one on your current
Yeah.
screen.
Pick something good and juicy.
Yeah, juicy one.
Which one has the most upvotes? Let's see here.
Well, while we're doing that, I just wanted to say thank you for inviting me today. It
Okay.
was very helpful, very kind of you to do so.
Oh,
And,
yes.
Like I said, I
Yes.
want to be more
And you can give
visible
us
and engaged.
suggestions if you know somebody that'll be good. You think,
Okay.
hey, you should interview
Yeah.
this person. That'll be good to come on with some information. So
Well, have you talked? You've already talked to William then, William Brown.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
been
he's done
on before. Yes. Yeah, and
Okay.
All right, we got one from the Rolodex here.
Yeah, okay. This one has 16 upvotes. So
No.
they said, why didn't our leaves get picked up in a timely manner?
That's a great question.
I can
folks.
ask that same question.
All right. Well, you want to answer or you want me to
I
answer?
mean, no, you answer why. I'm with the caller on that one.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Here. So every year the leaves fall at different times. So if we have a cold snap, say at the end of September, a good many of the maples and the locust trees, they'll drop early, and then the oaks drop a little later. But this year was warm, and then it got cold snap. So then everything started kind of coming down all at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, then we haven't had a 12-inch snow in years, let alone in November. So normally we just get started in November, and we're going all the way through December on a leaf program. Okay, so then we get a 12-inch snow on top of all the leaves.
Yeah.
So that complicated things. And then the last kind of side note is we got this $600,000 grant for the EV chargers downtown, and they gave it to us October 15th. They said, okay, you got to use the money by December. And guess what? We had to scramble because if we didn't use it, guess what? We won't see it again until 27.
Yeah.
So we were pulled in too many directions, and then the leaves came all at once, and then the snow fell on top of the leaves. So, but I know it's on everybody's mind.
Yeah.
And we put a post out
Because we
today.
had so many leaves.
And really what it's going to come down to is the leaves are going to end up being buried in the snow until the snow melts enough where we can scoop them up with a loader bucket or we suck them up with the vac truck. So we'll get to them. I don't know when. It's going to be weather dependent. We haven't forgot about you.
That was my brother when he came in grumbling. I said, what you doing? He said, I gotta mow these damn leaves. They done pushed those city, done pushed up in the driveway. I cleared that out and look what they did.
Well,
I told him he wasn't alone.
I am sorry, folks. And here's the other thing. All the leaves were in the right of way. They were along the curb line like they're supposed to be. The problem is when it snows heavy, if you don't plow back the street to the curb, what'll happen is that snow will freeze hard right there, and you'll never be able to move it.
No.
And then the next snow, and it creeps in and creeps in. Pretty soon, your 26-foot right of way is about 12 foot wide, and then everybody's fighting to get around each other. So that's why we had to plow it back. And of course, all the leaves are there, but we had to push the leaves back so that we can make sure that the road stays open. So I know it's technical.
It's going to be a lot of leaves to pick up. Okay, if you weren't a city manager, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't? Well, I have to tell you, I've done a lot of stuff in my life. I was in business for myself. I ran a security company. My wife and I had a beverage distribution business. So I've already done all that stuff.
You'll be just taking it easy.
I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing. And
and
so, but I have to tell you, the beautiful thing about being a city manager is it's close enough where when you do something, you can kind of see the results of it.
Right.
Like if you're at the state government, you make some new policy and who knows
you won't see what happens.
Yeah. The beautiful thing is you can see your impact on everybody's day-to-day life. And so I guess that's why I really enjoy local government and city management in particular.
Okay.
Maybe not quite the answer you're looking for, but I've already done all those things.
And now I'm going to be helping on that advisory council for transit.
Yeah, good.
Transit.
Yeah, the rail spur.
Yeah.
So here's my idea on that. All right, you want to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're bringing the train, the passenger rail into Rockford. Okay. What we need to do is we need to expand our Pretzel City Transit, and we should do a once a day or twice a day drive from Freeport to that station in Rockford and back, because it's going to be a long time before they get rail service. But let's say if we have this consistent shuttle going back and forth, then people could work remote in Freeport, and if they got to go to Chicago a couple days a week, they get on Pretzel City Transit in the morning, get on the rail, boom, they're in the downtown.
Yeah, that'd be right.
So that's my thought on that. But
because the transportation with the buses not coming here to take people to Rockford and stuff, that was a big loss too. Because people would take the bus, will come here, take the Van Gelder, and go on about their business into the city.
We're gonna work with Sadie and see. So first step here is we got to get a fixed route for the Pretzel City Transit.
Fixed route.
And I gotta give
because we need service. I mean,
yeah.
Pretzel City needs some help.
Well, we are working on a fixed route right now, and
Mhm.
our transportation planner is doing a great job, Sadie. But a couple of
Yeah.
years ago, when we did the strategic plan,
Mhm.
you know who said we need a fixed route?
Oh,
Larry Sanders did.
he said he did.
Yeah, he said we're in the middle of strategic planning, and he said, "Is there any way we can get a fixed route for the Pretzel City Transit?" And we're all like,
Mhm.
that sounds good." And then we
Yeah.
put it in the strategic plan. Now we're
Mhm.
working on it now. It takes a little longer than 2 years to get that
Mhm.
done,
Right.
but
Yeah.
we're on our way to getting that done. And when that gets done, I
That'll
want
be.
to
I
look at
think
getting
that'll
that.
be great.
I want to see that fixed route to Rockford to the light
Yeah,
rail.
that'll be great.
All right, you got another sassy one in
Oh,
there?
yeah, I got another one.
Okay,
This one's pretty popular.
I want a sassy one.
They said, how is the city going to handle the huge stray cat problem
Yeah.
in Freeport and or Stevenson County implementing a low-cost spay or neuter option for cats and dogs so people can afford to get their pets fixed?
Well, that's a good question. And now we're getting into the area where the city kind of does some of that, but is not. So we got the
Not.
Humane Society. We've got that. They do spay and neuters. The city doesn't do that.
Mhm.
But we do have our animal control officer who's doing an outstanding job. He's going to be getting the certifications and everything. He's relatively new
Mhm.
to the city, but he's doing a great job. We're really happy to have him. And we do have a lot of stray cats. But
Yeah, we do.
and,
I stopped
Yeah.
feeding one. My neighbor said, he keeps coming back because you keep feeding him. I said, this cat's still alive. It was 3 years. He's still coming back. So you keep feeding him.
Okay,
That's what.
so then we're going to tell Zandra,
So
quit
it's
feeding the
my.
cats.
I did when I found out that they told me I couldn't get rid of them because I would have to put them in the cage or whatever they put them in myself. I said, I'm
Trap,
not
yeah.
picking that thing up.
So
They said they won't pick them up.
well, so what we do is we have ordinances and we trap cats.
Mhm.
And so we've been working with some of the groups. They didn't like the fact that we kept them in a trap overnight because it got
Okay.
cold. So we stopped doing the overnight trapping.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Mhm.
trap them during the day, and so we also are trying to connect with those in the community that would like to be notified when there's kittens found and that kind of thing, so we can try to find their mother and that.
Mhm.
So we're just kind of, it's not an easy situation. There's not a
Yeah.
one size fits all answer to it. It's
Mhm.
just we're trapping them and we're doing what we can as much as humanely treating them, and then working with
Okay.
our folks in the community that are very passionate about reuniting them with their mothers and that,
Yeah.
and getting adopted
Yeah.
and spayed and that.
Yeah, I didn't know it was such a big problem. Like
It
a
is a
lot
big
of
problem.
people are talking
It's
about it.
it's a big problem.
Wow.
It's-
Yeah,
it
you
is.
see him walking up and down the street,
Well,
but
give me a salty one. Where's it? Go find.
Salty?
Give me a salty one.
I
Okay.
say, somebody in there.
Those are
got
great
something.
questions. Give me a salty one.
A salty one.
So those are
Do you
all.
ever plan on doing things that actually benefit the people of Freeport and not yourself? Do you ever plan
That's salty.
on telling the truth?
Wow, that is a salty one.
You went from salty to hot sauce.
I was
Okay.
Wow.
Well, yes, kind of that's what we do every day is we're planning on projects to help people in the community. Now, not everybody's in the same station in life, maybe the things we're not doing isn't touching everybody every year. But I will tell you, we've done 25 miles of roads in this town, and we stood up our own paving crew so that we could do it for 50 to 70 cents on the dollar. So I have to say that we have worked very hard and we've got the right priorities. And I would say to the person that asked that question,
Mhm.
thank you. I hear the pain in your voice, and I would say, hey, check out this strategic plan. Tell me where the holes are in this. And as far as serving myself, I will tell you, this is the hardest job I've ever had, and I was in the Marine Corps. Okay. All right. This is the hardest job I ever had.
Mhm.
And I had to work with everybody as best as I can, but some folks just don't want to be
No.
worked with. They just want to be.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So anyway, did they answer it, do you think?
So if
Yeah.
residents
All
could remember one message, what would you want it to be?
I just want to communicate to people that I am doing and my team is doing everything as efficiently and as effectively as possible and as fast as possible. I am challenging my staff every day to push the needle as hard as possible to deal with our issues, whether that be crime, transportation systems, clean water, environmental responsibility, and safety in general. So we're working really hard. And so I want people to know that together with this council and Mayor Jody, we are doing our best. And I'll tell you, if people come around and help give us a little more support, I think we get even more done for everybody. And I'm trying to do the best job possible, but please do your best and communicate to me if you can. Let me know what your thoughts are. You know, my email's out there at citymgr@cityoffreeport.org. My cell phone number is 815-238-1216. I don't care when you call me. I'm on duty 24/7. Once in a while, my wife gets a little upset about that, but that's okay.
Yeah, I just say that you announced it to your wife. She probably say, "No, he's not.
No,
You're not
no.
on 24/7."
Well, so that one thing I got to tell
That's
you.
what I would be saying in
That
background. No,
was
he's not.
hostile, not
Hmm?
saucy.
What did it say?
My mom said that was hostile, not saucy.
Your mom.
That was kind of hostile.
Oh, that's okay.
And he probably used to that. You know, you gotta be ready, be prepared
Yeah.
for.
All right, give me another. I
know,
kind of like that one. Give me
You
another
gotta be prepared.
I like hot
see.
sauce.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the streets already.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the street. By the way, everybody on the streets, the 5-year street plan is on the city website. So go to www.cityoffreeport.org. Go halfway down the page. There's a block. There's all kinds of stuff in there with the strategic plan. But there's also the 5-year road plan. That's in there. You look at it. You go, my street's not on here. Okay, your street's not on there. You need to talk to your alderperson about year 6 or year 7 or year 8. Okay, we're doing everything we can do, but there are certain priorities in terms of traffic flow, economic development, condition of utilities, whether we have the money to do the water main at the time that we're going to do the road. So there's a lot of factors that play into which roads get done and when. But have a look at that 5-year plan. If there's something that needs to be added to it, get with your local alderman and let them know, hey, can you look at getting my street done in the next year or 2 or 5? I should say 6 years or 7 years. So yeah, but good question.
Yep, very good interview. You have anything else, Chills?
If you want.
Yeah, you got another one?
Yeah.
Give me some
We're-
good sauce.
She's trying to find you some fiery
Hey, by the
ones. I know
way,
she
Sandra,
is.
did you know I was in the Marine Corps?
No.
Yeah, I was a United States Marine.
Wow.
So
No,
I
sure did.
was a helicopter crew chief and plane captain now.
Oh, okay.
Everybody says thank you for your service, but I got to
Yeah,
tell
thank
them
you.
thank you for the duty, because I was stationed in Hawaii and all I did was fly around.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
So thank you.
Yes.
Okay, they said, where did that EPA money go that was supposed to catch trash on the Peck River from city water drains?
You know, I saw that one earlier. Somebody mentioned that one to me, and I'm not really sure. I need more information what they're talking about on that one. So we have, if they're talking about the flood mitigation grant, that's one thing. If they're talking about water treatment or stormwater grants, we haven't received any stormwater grants. So I had this dream that I'd love to see us put some kind of if you're into the wastewater industry, there's this thing called a bar screen, and so you have, there's items that don't go through this wastewater process, and they're usually man-made things, and they get removed with what's called a bar screen. And I always thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could adapt that same technology for the Benton and Jackson outfall, where those two big storm mains come together, and you know what happens is the garbage truck drives down the street, picks up the truck, wind's blowing, bottle falls out, bottle rolls around, bottle runs down to the storm drain. Then it floats down, it rolls down the pipe, and then it pops out down there at Benton and Jackson and goes into the river. So I figured if we had some kind of automated bar screen process down there, and in combination with an upgrade of that whole structure there, it could literally just pull the garbage that falls out of the garbage truck and put it straight in the dumpster. So yeah, but anyway, that's not a bad question, but I'm not 100% sure what they're referring to on that one. So I gave you my phone number. Please feel free to reach out.
When is the city going to force property owners to shovel sidewalks and pedestrian pathways?
Boy, that's a good one. I'll tell you one thing. It is hard. We got a lot of snow all at once, and you cannot get down the sidewalk when people don't shovel their sidewalk. That's an ongoing problem, and I apologize for that. I only have a few people in town or in the city that do citations for snow removal on sidewalk. I'm just having a hard time getting all the abandoned vehicles off the street so we can get all the right of ways plowed. So that is something that I agree with, and my heart's with you on that. I will continue to work with the team to get people ticketed, and we do have that new Ptolemy landlord registration database. So probably what we could do there is on any properties that are owned by a specific landlord, we could send a citation to the landlord to make sure that their tenant does it. So that's something we could do. Yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, let me just text that to the community. Oh my goodness.
So that was a good one, huh?
Yeah, see, they're you know, I want to hear another salty one though. Let's see here. All right, well, this is too quiet. Isn't that the number one rule of radio?
Yeah.
Yes, I was waiting on
looking.
Chels.
Oh,
Dead space
I'm
again,
sorry.
Chels. So wake up.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this little idea out to the right person here.
Oh,
oh,
okay.
okay.
He's ready for another hot one. You got another one?
We did this.
But how about a habanero? You got a habanero? You got a ghost pepper in there?
Actually, they're not that bad. You answered the worst ones
All right,
already.
well, hit me with one. What else you got? Is IKEA on there? See if IKEA put anything.
What is his plan for Hancock Park and boat launch? We tried to purchase it from the city and was told they were doing something with it almost 5 years ago.
Well, I'm going to give my phone number out again. 815-238-1216. The Hancock Park, Hancock boat ramp. Now, is that, are they talking about on the wastewater,
No.
the consolidated grain side of the bridge, or are they talking about over there at Tutty?
I have no idea. They didn't.
Well, if they're talking
elaborate.
about over by the wastewater treatment plant, that's interesting. So originally, I think that belonged to the Peck Prairie Path, and I'm on the board of that as well. And right now, we're using it as a laydown yard for all the pipe and all the equipment and things that we have to do for the wastewater treatment plant upgrade that's going on right now. But that's a good question. I'll give that some thought. But if that person, I don't know if you could send them a message and tell them to give me a call. I'd like to talk to them more about that, because that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say anything about that.
Oh, okay.
But that's what
And that's
communication
good.
is about,
That's
right?
Yeah,
right.
that is
And
a
it's
good
good
one.
things are being brought up that can be addressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, coming up on
good
7,
interview.
Yeah.
It should be coming up on 7. Should be our, let's see, time. Chels, you ready to shut her down? It's 6:59.
Yeah.
You ready to do the outro? You guys, he gave out his information. If you have any questions, any concerns, you can reach out to your city mayor, manager,
Either one.
both
Or
reach
both.
out to. And don't just keep the questions to yourself. Get an answer. If you have a valid question and you need an answer,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to hurt you. Just ask. Ask. Open up your mouth and ask. Thank you for joining us again on Voices and Views. We
Yes.
see you again Friday already. 2 days, you guys. We'll be back. We'll see you again on Friday. Bye now.
Bye.
We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.